So if you didn't know, there was a live stream today about the Crew 2. Now, basically in this live stream, they were talking about just new things in the game, showing off like the game and everything. Because tomorrow's the beta. It's the stream before the beta, and the beta's tomorrow, and I'm hyped as fuck for the beta.
That shit was tight, man. That shit was shit.
Hey, thanks for following, whoever followed. Really, it wasn't. It was okay. I mean, they basically just showed off the beginning of each new discipline and like talked about each new discipline, each new family and everything, which is cool. Show off some gameplay, some racing gameplay. I mean, you know, which is cool. But there's one thing that really irks me about it. Well, two things, but the one's already answered, no cops. And I've already said my piece about that, so, you know. So I don't even need to go into a deeper explanation about that. But what I'm going to be talking about today is about PvP. Now, if you were watching the stream, which took place maybe like 5 minutes ago, ended about 5 minutes ago, you probably saw in the chat light up when they were answering questions about PvP, and there was a shit ton of. It was undoubtedly PvP was undoubtedly the most asked question. Like, is there PvP in the game? Where's PvP? Like, where is PvP? You know, and you could tell. My friend Marcius, shout out to him. We were DMing as well, like as this is going on, and he's chatting at me. He's like, man, they're looking for questions other than PvP to ask. Like, they were answering questions about Bigfoot and stupid, like the world and everything, stuff we already knew. Basically, it's stuff that was already like knowledge. But PvP is something that isn't knowledge. Like, we don't know if PvP is in the game or not. And judging by the fact that they evaded every single question about PvP, they did not answer a single one. I mean, and the last time something like this happened was with free roam multiplayer with Need for Speed Payback. Now, again, Ghost Games and Ivory Tower are two completely different studios. Last time we saw evasion like this was when we all just assumed that free roam multiplayer was going to be in Payback, but it wasn't. So, and we all just kind of assumed until now that PvP was going to be in the Crew too. But, I mean, history repeats itself, and looks like PvP is probably not going to be in the Crew 2, which, in my opinion, is going to be a big detriment to the Crew 2. I mean, just the fact that PvP was literally the end game in the Crew 1. That's where I spent a good, before calling on units and the crates came, that was a good 85% of what I spent my time doing. And it's a good amount of time and a lot of people who play the Crew 1 still to this day spend most of their time on PvP. That's a simple fact. And, you know, PvP, if there's no PvP at launch, and like if it's not rectified like nearly immediately, like people are gonna taper off. People are gonna be like out of here, and you won't get those people back. Most of the time, you won't get most of those people back. You know. So, and the thing is, with the Crew 2 has a great opportunity to like form like a Twitch community around it. You know, even games like Destiny. The game doesn't even have to be that good to have it. Like, games like Destiny have, like, communities around it. Why? Because they have proper end games. They have shit to do once you finish the game. If the Crew 2 doesn't have that, you're not going to see a community on Twitch. You're not going to see a community really on YouTube too much. I mean, you'll obviously have the YouTube community and everything, but you're not going to have, it's going to be like the same as Payback. Like, they're going to play the game for a bit, get bored, and leave. Move on to something else for the most part, unless the diehards come in, like us. But like, the general consensus, if there's no PvP, there's nothing like that, you're not going to have, like, a community to live off of to sustain itself in the long run, you know what I mean? No PvP, what do you guys think about this? Overall, the entire stream is meh. It was alright. It was cool that they were showing off stuff, but at the same time, the evasion of questions really brought it down a hell of a lot. Like, why they can't just answer it right there is beyond me. Are they afraid of the backlash that they'll receive? You know, who knows? At this point, there were some really funny comments though. I mean, the chat was half the chat was speaking Korean, the other half was asking for beta keys, but there was some good shit. Bruh, even Mario Kart is PvP. Don't degrade yourselves that bad. Good shit in the chat. The chat was entertaining the entire way through. But what are your guys' thoughts on the lack of PvP? Leave them down below. If there's no PvP, that's a major red flag right out of the gate. That's the second major red flag right out of the gate for the crew too, and I don't want there to be more. And there were major red flags coming out of the gate for the payback, and look what happened to payback. So this shit, if it's not in the game, it needs to be rectified nearly immediately, you know, because the crew one's PvP was, it needs to be there. That's gonna be all for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Beta tomorrow, so expect some streams and shit.